Welcome back to 10-minute relationship advice with your girl, Johanna Sparrow. I want to talk to you about the 4 different relationship styles that are out there. Now, you can find yourself in any one of these combinations, or you can have all 3 or all 4 at one time. Gosh. But we're going to talk about it when I come back. And just to let you know, I even wrote a book on it. And that book is titled Dismissive, Avoidant, and Love. It's on Amazon. Check it out. I'll be right back to talk to you about the 4 different relationship styles that you might be having, or a combination of those styles that you and your partner may be experiencing in your relationship. I'll be right back.
You can improve your life, Johanna Sparrow.
So let's jump right on into things. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the 4 different relationship attachment styles that are out there. Now, about a year or 2 ago, this became like buzz, out there when it comes to relationships. Or why are you acting the way you're acting? And a lot of times people don't understand when they're in a relationship with their partner, why their partner might be clingy, why they may be insecure, or why they may be just have this nonchalant attitude when it comes to things. And that has a lot to do with how you was raised. Now, there's 4 different attachment styles that are out there in terms of relationships. And they are secure attachment style, number 1. Anxious, preoccupied attachment style. We're going to make that number 2. Dismissive, avoidant attachment style, number 3. And the 4th would be the fearful, avoidant attachment style. And that just says that you may have one of those attachment styles in your current relationship, or you could have all 4, or you could have a combination of, number 1 and number 3. It just depends. Now, that's just not you, that's your partner, right? But going back to what it's all about, what it's about is that however you were when you were a child and with your parents, right, has basically set you in a place to where you expect somewhat the same things as an adult, and you worry about the same things. If you was a child that you were fearful, afraid, you felt like you didn't need your parents, you pushed away, you didn't trust them, then you're going to grow up and you're going in your relationship, if you find yourself right now in your relationship with your partner fearful of them and not trusting them, where did that come from, right? Now you see what I'm saying? What it's saying is you've already had that inside of you. That's the attachment style that you developed with your parents, and that is the attachment style as an adult that you're putting in your relationship. You could change that. Anybody could change anything. You have to want to, right? So let's start looking at each of the attachment styles in terms of relationships, because you may notice this in yourself or you may notice this in your partner. So let's go back to the beginning. The secure attachment style. This person is satisfied with their relationship. They're in a secure adult, romantic partner. They feel secure. They can connect. They're okay. Everything is okay. This partner moves freely in a relationship. They're honest. They're open-minded. They see things as equal give and take. And they're willing to work on whatever it is to make the relationship work. Not everyone wants to have a secure relationship. But in order to have a secure relationship, you have to be a secure individual, right? Your partner has to operate in that same mindset. And so when we look at the anxious preoccupied attachment style, this person is anxious about everything. They're desperate or they're insecure. They're more often, if not, their behavior is based on fear. They're all about, okay, well, what if this happened? What if that happened? What ifs? They live in a world of what ifs. If you're with someone in a relationship right now and you've been with them for a while and everything is what ifs, what if this don't work? What if you leave? What if I do this? That's an anxious, preoccupied attachment style. That just lets you know that your partner, when they were a child, that's how they interact with their parents. That's how they were made to feel or how they felt with their parents. Well, what if I do this, mom? What if I do this, dad? And now, as an adult, right, in an adult relationship one on one, they are still acting the same way. The behavior is the same. The roles have changed. It's not with a parent, it's not with a lover, right? So they may be clingy, demanding, possessive, and they may be all of these things towards their partner. Now, mom and dad are not in the picture, not as much. So what they're doing is they're carrying out the same mindset, same behavior, same attitude that they had as a child is now showing up in their romantic relationship. Now you see what I'm saying. So the anxious partner also, for example, starts socializing more with friends. And when that anxious partner starts to socialize with friends, let me tell you what they're thinking. They're saying to those friends, what if my boyfriend or my girlfriend leave me? What if my wife leaves me? What if my husband leaves me? Whoa, whoa, whoa. They're waiting on the worst, right? They're thinking the worst case scenario. That is the anxious, preoccupied attachment style. They're always, you know, fearful, and not to mention they're demanding. When it comes to the dismissive avoidant attachment style, this may be you, this may be your partner, and now any one of them could be you or your partner, or all of them could be you, right? Or your partner. And when I say all of them or any one of them, I'm talking about one of the relationship attachment styles. Let me just get that clear right now. But anyway, let's get on to the dismissive. So when it comes to the dismissive attachment style, now this type of person, at times I would say I would have this early on in my relationship with my husband. Talking about the first 5-10 years, I would have to say head on, this probably was me, right? Just being honest with you. I was somewhat dismissive, combination of the secure and the dismissive. Dismissive avoidance is not good at all. I'm just telling you right now. But I had this idea that I don't need anyone. I don't care. I don't need it. I could do bad all by myself. So I'm not going to stress and worry about anything. You want to be with me, fine. You don't, fine. But I'm not going to put myself out there, nor will I make myself vulnerable. That's that type of personality. That's what I start the book off with in Dismissive, Avoidant, and Love. That was me like 2 decades back, right? Now, sometimes that side slips in. I'm not going to lie to you. But that is the person that says, I don't care. I'm not threatened by anything. Leave me, stay with me. I don't care. I just don't care. Do whatever you want to do. You're not going to stress me out. Right? That's not good. Because that says when that person was young with their parents that they just had a don't care attitude, whatever. Right? And you may be with someone that has that don't care attitude, or maybe that's you. Can you imagine being with someone that has the dismissive, avoidant attitude matched up with anxious, preoccupied? I mean, 1 minute there, I don't care, take it or leave it, and the next minute they're like, "What? Are you gonna leave? Is it over?" I mean, it makes you like kind of go crazy. Like, I mean, what's going on with this person? 1 minute they don't care, and I find myself chasing behind them, and the next minute they're having a panic attack. Right? They don't want me to leave. They're gonna hurt themselves. They're gonna, God forbid, if I leave them. Are you in a relationship like that? That's the attachment styles that shows up in one's relationship because that person was like that as a child with their parent. That's all that says. But like I said, you could change that. Don't stress about it. Just listen. Now, before the show is over, I'm going to get my husband on here and let him tell you what he thinks, right? I'm going to tell you what I think of his attachment styles. I'll let him tell you what he think of mine. And you're going to see that I was being honest with you now. Last but not least, let's get to the fearful, avoidant attachment style. Now, this attachment style here, this person is, it says the name is right there, fearful of everything. This type of person in a relationship, the fearful, avoiding, cannot keep their feelings under check. They are overwhelmed by everything. And I do mean everything. When it comes to sharing their feelings, they really go overboard. One minute they're close to you, and the next minute they're pulling away. So you get that push and pull type of relationship when you're dealing with the fearful avoidant. You get close to them, they push away. You find yourself saying, "What's wrong? Is everything okay?" You push away from them, they cling to you. They just can't seem to get it right. They're all over the place. Their needs, their wants, their emotions, their feelings. I mean, they're just a blender of everything, right? And if you find yourself in a relationship with a person like this, it could be awkward, right? One minute you have that moment when things feel secure, the person is confident. The next minute they're pushing you away, they don't care. Another minute they're basically clinging onto you and they're holding on to you, and they're worried about if the thing is going to work, if it's not going to work. And then you have the final one, and that's the fearful, where they're just afraid. They get close, they pull back. It's almost like, are you doing this on purpose? Are you causing all of these problems in a relationship on purpose? It's almost as if you're dealing with someone that has some mental issues, right? But the thing is, they have different attachment styles within them. Now, it's very rare to have someone that may have one attachment style that you deal with all the time. Most people tend to have 1 to 3 attachment styles operating at different times within a relationship. And you see them because for you, it's like you're seeing a different person when they act a certain way. They may see that with you as well. Everyone has an attachment style, or many attachment styles at once. So, how do you deal with this? How do you fix that? You have to be open and honest with yourself. You have to take accountability for your behavior. Your attachment styles, yes, they developed when you was a child, based on your relationship with your parent or early caretaker. But it doesn't define who you are, and it doesn't say that that's how you have to be. What you need to do is recognize, wow, this is how I'm acting. But you can't do this by yourself. And the easy way to do this is to pick up some resources, on attachment styles when it comes to relationships. Because there's different types of attachment styles out there. There's the parent-child attachment style. There's attachment styles in how one communicate. We're talking about how you interact with your partner, how you behave, right? And where that stems from. So now, since you know where that comes from, change it. If your partner is constantly telling you you just act like you don't care or you don't give a damn, change that, because that's probably how you were when you were young, and you probably didn't say that this is how I've always been. I mean, this is how I was growing up. Take it or leave it. No, take it or leave it. If you want the relationship with the person, you have to work on it. Everyone wants to have a balanced relationship and be secure within that relationship. Well, that takes work, right? So when you see those attachment styles rise up and show themselves in your relationship, you have to basically deal with it. And you have to basically understand that you're not only dealing with your stuff, your partner has to deal with theirs. And then a lot of times they clash. Or you might be in a relationship where you're always sorry and clingy, and your partner's always sorry and clingy. And that could be just a burnout. Deal with your attachment styles. There's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of information out there on the internet. I have a book out there called Dismissive Avoidant. I have it right here in the video. Now you see what it is. Pick it up. I mean, you could get this book at Amazon. You can get it on Smashwords, Barnes and Nobles. Just pick you up a copy. If not, there's a lot of resources out there that can teach you about the different attachment styles as it relates to relationships, right? I don't care how wonderful your relationship is right now. You're going to have moments where you're going to wonder if you made the right decision. And that's just natural. But you got to know where that's coming from, so you don't go overboard with your emotions or your feelings or your way of thinking. If your relationship is important to you, work on it. Change your attachment styles. Now, that doesn't mean you go to your partner and say, see, you are this, this, and this. No, you pick up some type of resource and you read it and you present it to them so they can read it. You have an honest, open discussion about what you've read, and you basically self-analyze yourself and see, hey, where do I fit at in one of these attachment styles here? Which one do you think I operate in? Which one do I think I operate in the most? I mean, be honest with yourself. And that's the beginning of working on those situations and reversing that behavior, because you're not a kid anymore. And in saying that, you can train yourself to think differently, interact with others in a different way that's more positive and balanced. But it's going to take you and your partner, because no one is walking around in one attachment style. And you know that's the case. You didn't see multiple sides of them. They didn't see multiple sides of you. They would like and prefer for you to be in one particular style, have one particular way that you act. They prefer that. But you switch up on them, right? That's the attachment styles that you have incorporated from a child into your relationship. So, get that worked out. You're not losing your mind. You're not going crazy. It has to do with the developmental stages of your life when you was a child, when you were with your parent or the caretaker early on, and it's just manifesting itself in a relationship once you are closer to another individual, because it brings closeness, right? One-on-one. That's all that is. So now when it comes to my husband, he's going to let you know. Here's the question. You want to know, what type of relationship style or styles do I have, right? So I'm going to let him answer that for you. But let me tell you what type of styles he have. He has, when I met him, he had the dismissive avoidant style. I mean, you could see it from down the block, right? He had the secure attachment style. You couldn't tell him peep diddly about anything. Just arrogant as he want to be, right? And I have the same style. So when he would be secure, I would act dismissive. And then when I was dismissive, he was secure, right? So it went back and forward. But over time, I mean, we've been married going on 28 years, gosh. Over time, other relationship styles came out. And one of them was the anxious one. The anxious relationship style. And that's because how he grew up. Now, he grew up with a lot of things happening in his life. So did I. But his attachment style, in terms of being attached to his parents, wasn't completely there. You know? So, he was raised by his grandmother. So, you know, having this relationship with his mom and his dad didn't really develop. So that style came out, you know, I would have to say 15 years after we had been married. It was peeking his head, but now I know what it is. So, bae, when it comes to my relationship style, what would you say my relationship style is?
Okay, I would say when it comes to my wife, it's more along the lines of this dismissive, and it's not so much in a bad way. It's just that she takes life as it comes, and it's like, okay, whatever goes on. I'm gonna deal with it when I deal with it. You know, sometimes I want to have some time to myself and whatever. And we've gotten to a place where I understand that. You know, and a lot of times I love her because of that, and it's an independence that she has. So I would say it's it's that dismissive, but at the same time, it brings across a lot of independence, and that's where she is.
Thank you, babe. See, I told you guys. And don't know he said it, because that's what it is, right? So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I'll see you next week. And probably I'll have a, question and answer session with me and hubby on our relationship and how long we've been together. So you guys can know, the things that we've gone through in our relationship. So, before I go, don't forget to hit the bell and the banner so it can let you know when my next video has dropped. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like the page and share it with family and friends. With that is my time. Be safe. See you next week. God bless.